LangGraph is a library for building stateful multi-actor applications with LLMs. It is built on top of LangChain by extending the LangChain expression language. In this tutorial, we will be building a real application that takes the advantage of LangGraph to call an LLM in a loop and ask it what actions to do next. Let's go. First, we install LangGraph. We start by creating a simple agent that uses chat models and function calling. The state of this agent will be saved in a list of messages. Once we define our API keys, we set up the tools. We start by defining which tools we want our agent to use, namely a built-in search capability with Tavili. Now, instead of calling agent executor, we use tool executor, which is a class that will call the tools to return the output. Then we need to set up the model. Here we specify which language model we will use. The criteria that this language should satisfy are: it should work with a list of messages, and it should work with the OpenAI function calling interface. These are requirements for the example using OpenAI model. Then, the streaming is set to true so that the model can stream tokens. More on that later. Now we convert the LangChain tool into format required by OpenAI function calling. In LangChain, the state object is passed to each node of the graph, and each node returns operations to update that state. In our example, we will track a list of messages in our state, and each step will add messages to that list. Now we will define the nodes. Each node can be either a function or a runnable. In this example, we need two nodes. One for the agent to decide whether an action needs to be taken, and one for a function to invoke a tool. In our example, it is the execution of the agent to decide to take the action or not. For the edges, the path is determined by a condition on the edge, and the chosen path is defined by the LLM itself. So in this example, we have one conditional edge and one normal edge. The conditional one is for the LLM to decide if it will take an action or not. The normal edge is when the tools are invoked. It should always be back to the agent to decide what to do next. So here we define our nodes. The functions we need to define are: should the agent continue, or should we call the model, or should we use the tool? Next, we define the graph. We put everything together and define our graph in a workflow variable. LangGraph enables us to stream output as it is produced by each node. So that's it. We have now built a real application that takes the advantage of LangGraph to call an LLM in a loop and ask it what actions to take next. Some final thoughts on using LangGraph. So LangGraph is intended to be used when we have cycles in our chain. Otherwise, we can stick with the vanilla LangChain. In this simple example, we used our graph to loop back to the agent and ask him to decide whether it needs to take another action or just go to the final step. That's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. More videos on LLMs are to come. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button if you find this video useful.